Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Welcome. So, I wanted to do another update really to say what have I got going on in the next month, 2 months, 6 months. And there's lots of really exciting stuff coming on, and I want to share it with you. So, let me start at the beginning. For those of you that know me, you know that I love trance mediumship. I love all the different facets of it. I love to share my understanding with people, and I love to create opportunities for people to learn with me. I would say that I'm a laid back teacher, tutor, facilitator. Call me what you will. I like the classes to be fun. I like them to be laid back, but we also get down to what's important, and that is giving you, the student, the best opportunity to develop your trance mediumship and also develop your regular mediumship. And to do it in a way and in a space where you don't feel pressured, where you feel like it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to ask lots of questions. I've been there and done it in the sense that I've asked so many questions. My people that have taught me, people that have helped me on the way, they will testify to the fact that I ask loads of questions. But isn't it a wonderful way to learn by knowing that you can be yourself and just say, look, Andy, I don't understand this. Please explain it to me. And I will do my best. And if I don't know the answer, I will endeavour to find out for you. So that's the kind of teaching style and the teaching environment that I like to create. And that might be for you. It may not be, but I think most people do respond to a more easygoing, less classroomy environment where we can just kind of relax and get to kind of know each other. Some of you will know other students, and some of you will be new to kind of me and my classes, but all of you are equally welcomed. And I think there's that growing understanding with the people that learn with me that we kind of respect each other's understanding, and we try to cut some of the, let's say, unnecessary thoughts, ideas, processes within trance. And I like to get it down to the simplicity, which is creating a loving space, connecting with love, and doing the simple things correctly. All right, and we get rid of some of the mysticism, some of the unnecessary layers of confusion that it seems that quite a few students bring to me, and I then go through a process of kind of unraveling you, sorting out the fiction from the truth, and helping you to move forward. And isn't that what this is all about? So, let me tell you what learning opportunities we have. So, I do several different courses. So, there is a Friday Trance Circle. So, as the name suggests, it is held on a Friday. It is held every 2 weeks. And the next Friday Trance Circle series of classes, and how I run it is there are 6 classes, usually every 2 weeks, but obviously with holidays permitting, sometimes you have to alter that slightly. But the next series of 6 starts on the 6th of December. And then, of course, 2 weeks later, we find ourselves at the 20th of December, and that is it for this year. And then we go to January and we go to the 3rd and then the 17th of January, where we also meet. And the final 2 classes in that series of 6 are the 7th and the 21st of February. So there's a slight longer gap. So there's a 3 week gap between the 17th of January and, of course, the 7th of February. And so the aim of those classes is that what I like for the students to have is an understanding of being able to connect with guides and inspirers. And sometimes we connect with the energy, the essence of fellow students, loved ones. What it is an opportunity to practice an aspect of the trance. And so that may be that we create like a demonstration environment, and you may go into trance, or not you may, we will give you the opportunity to go into trance with your guides, and we ask the guides their opinion on a range of subjects or questions that feel like they need an answer from the perspective of the student that you're working with. And so there's lots of different ways that we may work. I tend to work inspired by my spirit team themselves. So although maybe I'm the figurehead of the conversation of the evening's tuition, very often I will feel inspired and I will respond to the influence of my spirit friends, and we work that way. Now, I suspect quite a lot of mediums work with the influence of their own spirit guides, but I'm just kind of telling you sometimes I may then just drop into trance and the guides may wish to speak to you directly. That's just how it works, okay? So it doesn't happen all of the time, but we're working together, me and the spirit world. So why not bring them into the teaching process? So that's what I do. Now, if you want to have a more um, structured um, learning experience on a Sunday, then I also run two trance development courses. Now, one is aimed at complete beginners. So, if you're just curious about trance, if you're interested in how does it work, could I develop trance? How do I know it's real? How do I know who my spirit guides are? Does it even matter if I don't know? Lots of questions, and there are many, many more questions. How do I know I'm not just making this up? As a developing medium, all of those questions come into your mind, and I'm sure right now you're thinking, oh, I've had those questions, or I have them right now. And what I'd say to you is, it's not as complicated as you think it will be. All of the issues that you think are your issues are actually the same issues other people have. And there are simple techniques, there are simple ways of learning in which we can build quite simply, but also quickly, an understanding of the beauty of trance. It really, really is a beautiful experience to work in a state of entrancement with your guides. I love it immensely, more than I could ever tell you. But many of my students will attest to that. So, what makes trance an aspect that you should develop? Well, quite simply, I would say that I would put it at the very center of mediumistic development. It's that important, in my opinion, that when you truly feel the presence of a guide, but it could be the presence of a loved one, when you feel yourself becoming entranced under the influence of working with that spirit communicator, when you feel the flow of love between you and them and you, when you see the images clairvoyantly, you hear the voice, if it works that way for you, when you just know the information, but you feel the presence of something external to you, and you truly know that you're connected to spirit, you could apply that process to every aspect of your development, all aspects of mediumship, and it will be a way of strengthening your understanding, strengthening your bond, that connection that you're looking for. All of the people that come to me and say, I want to go deeper, I want the connection to be stronger. Well, there are simple ways of doing that. The beauty of trance is it's an ongoing process. There won't be a day where you officially become a bona fide trance medium. You're a trance medium from day one. But the connection isn't all it can be. That's the process of learning that takes you there. Now, I'm not saying that I could wave a magic wand and that everyone can become a wonderful trance medium, but I want you to know that it's accessible to all. Okay? It's not just the select bunch of people that are able to do trance. We all have the potential, but it comes down to your work ethic. It comes down to the teaching that I share with you. It comes down to many different scenarios that will affect the result. But I want you to know that despite what some of you may have heard, from wherever you've had your teaching, that it is accessible and available to all, and that you can do it. And that is my job as the teacher with your spirit guides and my spirit guides, and the benefit of all of my mistakes. Okay? The reason I know what to say to you is because I've made many, many mistakes. And I freely admit it, and any good tutor would tell you about the mistakes they made, because those mistakes bring understanding and learning and give you the wisdom to know what to say when you find yourself in the same position. So, I will tell you all about those because it will help you to learn and to understand that that's got to be one of the roles of me as a teacher. So, if you do have no experience whatsoever, the course that I have for you starts on December the 1st. It then goes to December the 15th and then December the 29th. Then we have the final course or the final session on January the 12th. So, as you can tell, there are 4 parts. It runs from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on a Sunday evening. Now, all of these times, of course, are UK times. So obviously use the time converter to find out what the local time is to you if you're not in the UK. Now, if you have more experience and you consider yourself proficient in connecting to guides and inspirers, and you just want the opportunity to learn more, to be pushed further, to have the opportunity to finish with your own small trance demonstration as part of a group, then the course that I have for you will push you. Okay, we try techniques and we use opportunities whereby the connection is held for longer, where there are questions asked and you do not know what the question is going to be until you've entered that trance state. So it's like having your own little demonstration. We work with the energies of people's loved ones. So imagine, rather than me saying, oh, I have your Auntie Mildred here and she wishes to talk about a visit to the circus, let's imagine that you find yourself becoming Auntie Mildred and that you say to your loved one, oh, hello, dear, it's Auntie Mildred. I want to talk about that time we went to the circus. You kind of get the idea. So that we allow the spirit communicator to speak in the first person. So much the same as you would work with your spirit guide. But this time, rather than it being someone that you're familiar with and the energy that you're used to connecting to, you're working with the energy of a loved one. But as we embody that presence of love, as we embody that spiritual connection, this connection that really is a bond of love between the loved one and the person you're working with, we start to appreciate the profound nature of working in this way. And there are other aspects of the course that we're going to be working with as the course progresses. But the fourth and final session, that is primarily a trance demonstration by all of the course students. So it could be that you just deliver philosophy, inspired words, and deliver it in that way. But it could be that you allow the audience the opportunity to ask your spirit friends questions. I think that's a wonderful way of kind of showing people how you're progressing, how the development is going, and you're able to express yourself in what I think is a beautiful, beautiful way of working. So obviously the first 3 sessions, they take us up to the culmination of the demonstration, and we will be working together as a group and in pairs in Zoom rooms, in the breakout rooms, to get us to that stage where we're happy to make that connection. And actually, I have one of those demonstrations coming this Sunday with the current group of students. So, the dates for that are the 8th and 22nd of December, then the 5th of January, and finally the 19th of January. So, if you're confident in your trance, if you class yourself as being more experienced, then that is the course for you. So, what else have we got going on? Well, on the 28th of December, I have a good friend of mine, Phil Mortiboy. Now, Phil's parents had the wonderful opportunity back in the 1970s to actually sit in a trance demonstration with the spirit guide Silver Birch, who was the guide of a very well known person in the spiritualism movement called Maurice Barbanel. Now, for many of you, that will be a familiar name, and you will be aware of the profound wisdom of Silver Birch. And there are lots of books that contain his wisdom, and I highly recommend that you maybe search those out. So that's a top tip there. But Phil's parents sat in that seance, and so Phil is going to do a talk, like the very successful talk he did about his own experience sitting with Leslie Flint back in 1975, I believe, 1973. Forgive me if I've got that wrong, Phil. But he's going to be doing a talk, and that is on the 28th of December, and that will be starting at 7:30 p.m. So that's Saturday evening. That's free to attend. So, guys, share and share alike. It's free to attend. Phil does this wonderful talk. There'll probably be, we could have slides, we could have just stuff for you guys to look at and to listen to. And I just think it's a wonderful opportunity, isn't it, to hear from certainly the son of people that actually sat with Maurice Barbanel. So many of you would consider him one of the pioneers or the inspiring figures within the spiritualism movement. Now, if working on Zoom isn't your thing and you would like to learn trance in person, face to face, in the beautiful county of Norfolk here in England, then on February the 15th and 16th, so that's a Saturday and a Sunday, from 10 till 4 p.m., I am running an in-person trance mediumship workshop. It is suitable for all levels of experience. Now, we will have a wonderful time. We will be using instruments, or I'll be using instruments. My drums, will be playing music, we'll be looking at ways of taking ourselves into a state of connection, a state of mind, to be as receptive to our spirit friends as we can be. We'll be looking at the theory behind it, the theory behind the connection. We will be connecting. We will be setting a foundation, a structure for a complete beginner or more experienced people to embrace the connection of trance and trance mediumship. Getting to know your guides, asking that question, who are you? Let's see if they respond. Okay, there's no guarantees, but what we do know is that when we connect with the intention of setting, of connecting with love, we know that the spirit world absolutely will respond to that. So it will be a tremendous weekend. I can feel it now. Now, I've probably already filled up half the class, so there is not a lot of space left. But I'd love for you to reach out to me and I'll give you the details of how you can do that just in a short while. But it's at a place called Warham in Norfolk, so that's Warham. So it's only a little village, but there's a beautiful reading room that has been converted and modernized, and it's lovely facilities. And I know that it's going to be a great learning space, and I can't wait to welcome you guys. Now, If you would like to take advantage of the services that I offer, I am weird. I like to embrace my weirdness. And some of the ways that I do that is by working with my evidential mediumship. So if you want an evidential reading, then you can reach out to me and we can facilitate that with you. If you want one-to-one private trance tuition, then I do have a number of students, of clients that wish to follow that path. And so that in the evenings and weekends, we work together with their aims, their wishes, their hopes of how they would like to develop. And I try to make that happen. Now, it's a beautiful way of working because you get my sole attention. We can discuss your needs, my perceptions about how I think you should go forward, and we come to a conclusion and we look to put those wishes into place, bring them to fruition. So you can contact me to have one-to-one tuition. If you're not sure where your path within mediumship lies and you want an assessment, then I do spiritual assessments. So I work on the psychic and also the mediumistic level. So it's about what I feel intuitively as I connect to your energy. That obviously influences greatly, what I feel that I need to say to you. But also, we say to the spirit world, what do you need to say through me or to me, to your medium? What do we need to know? How can I best help this medium to move forward, to bring clarity to your journey? So, I think I've shared quite a lot there, so I'm not going to make this overly long. So, if you want to contact me, you can find me on Facebook. Obviously, you know my name, Andrew Codling. There is the business page, Andrew Codling, Medium and Tutor. Like it says on the bottom of the screen, you can find me using that, or you can contact me by email. So it's info at andrewcodling.com. So that's info at andrewcodling.com. Now, thank you for watching. Thank you for embracing my weirdness. Talking of which, on a Monday evening, I offer two free learning opportunities, and I'm just going to explain a little bit about those. So, for example, this coming Monday, I offer a free mediumship practice circle. So it runs from 7 till 8:30 p.m. and it's for anyone to attend. And it is just a safe, relaxed space where we use the breakout rooms and we work with other people, sometimes in pairs or threes, sometimes in a larger group. And we're just practicing our mediumship. Some guys are working psychically, some guys are working mediumistically, and we're just saying to the spirit world, who needs to come forward, who needs to connect to the people that I'm working with. We aim to bring through evidence because we're trying to prove survival, but what we then look for is, what is your reason for communicating? What's the message? What do you need to say to your loved one that's sitting in front? And so that is on the 11th of November and every 2 weeks. On the interceding weeks, so it will be the 18th of November, I do a demonstration of trance mediumship with my spirit friends. Okay, so this is a personal development process that I wish to continue with. So we're never the complete medium. We're never done with learning. And so a while ago, I said, look, I want to dedicate 2 evenings a month to my spirit friends to say, okay, guys, let us work together. Let you share your philosophy, your thoughts, your wisdom. And then during the demonstration, my spirit friends are happy to take questions from you, the audience. And so it's about you joining me to be that supportive element whereby you're sharing those good vibes, that love. And if you have a question that you wish to put to the spirit world rather than me, then that is your opportunity. So the next time we meet to do the trance, which is every 2 weeks, is the 18th of November, 7 p.m. till 8:30, and then we're usually done and dusted by 8:30. Time for questions and so on. So thank you so much for watching and for listening. If you do want to get in contact with me, there are other events that are coming up. There will be a trip to North Wales where I'm running a retreat. So if you want to learn trance mediumship, and I believe the physical mediumship group is full, I'm running a retreat in April 2025. So there may be 1 or 2 spaces left. So that's a Sunday afternoon to Friday lunchtime, and you will be learning trance and all of the aspects like trance healing, philosophy, communication, Q&As, and so on. And that's with me. If a space comes up with the physical mediumship group, you will be with Jan Higgins. In May 2025, I'm going to be in Westport, Massachusetts with Jan. And again, we are facilitating as the guests of Colin and Jess, and we are going to be taking you through experimental trance and transfiguration in seance conditions. That will be with myself, and also aura clearer, aura clearance therapy. So it's like an experimental class with Jan, where we're looking at a bespoke way of working with the spirit world for something that's probably not done very often. So that will be a wonderful time with Jan. And the students in that course will be doing both classes. So you'll have 2.5 days with myself, 2.5 days with Jan. So you don't even have to choose what you're going to do. Everyone will do everything. Okay, I really am going to end it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch up with you guys soon. It's great to chat. Thanks a lot. Bye now.